Dear YouTube family, welcome to the talk show by Pratik. It's a very new series that I've started on this YouTube channel, Elevate English, a one-stop destination for learning the English language. Today, in our talk show, we have a very special guest, and this is Ms. Jimpi Salhotra Singh.
Hello everyone.
She happens to be a life skills trainer in the Department of HRD in the New Horizon College of Engineering, which is based in Bengaluru. I welcome her once again. Welcome to the talk show.
Thank you so much, Pratik, for having me.
Today's topic is a voyage with the language. That's just because Jimpi, being a Punjabi, was born and raised in Assam. So that essentially meant that she had spoken in these two languages in her childhood, and then English came as a guest in her life. That was when she moved to Delhi. So how has your childhood been, where you had been using Assamese, Punjabi or Hindi in school?
Yes. So I come from a very small place in Assam called Duliajan. My father, he was working as an Oil India company, and in school and neighborhood and with people, mostly we used to talk in Assamese or Hindi. And Punjabi, being Punjabi, at home we used to speak in Punjabi. But English is something which was not common for us. We never used to speak in English as such in school or even with people around us. So that's the time when I moved to Delhi and started my journey, doing my PG course. That's where I, got the opportunity to learn this language completely. Although we were from English medium school, but I got the opportunity to learn this language completely. And the focus was to, learn it properly so that I would be able to give presentation properly. I would be able to crack the interviews. So that was the whole agenda. And there was a lot of hard work involved. Because one language which you have not been speaking until graduation, because I did my graduation also in Assam. So until graduation, you are not talking in that language. And all of a sudden, you're moving to a big city like Delhi, where everyone's speaking in English. So that was a little challenging, but I did it.
Friends, I'd like to tell you here that Jimpi has work experience in the corporate industry as well as in the institutes, because she's currently teaching in New Horizon College, which happens to be an academic institution here in Bengaluru, and she teaches students from different academic backgrounds, which involves BTech graduates and also MBA postgraduates.
That's true.
So now that you have used English for knowledge dissemination,
exactly,
in both corporate assignments and academic assignments, how do you think the language has transitioned in that way for the projects that you have done?
Yes. So as far as the corporate is concerned, Pratik, it's mostly you speak, you are confident, you are able to convey your idea, your thoughts. That's more than enough. Nobody is focused on how good your grammar is, how good you are using those, grammatical errors are there or not. Nobody is focusing on that. But when it comes to college, when you're teaching kids and BTech student or MBA student, it's mostly about how good your vocabulary. We are polishing them in terms of to be ready for the future. And now the focus is on grammar, their vocabulary, ensuring that they are not having any mother tongue influence. So that's the whole agenda now, which is not there exactly in corporate world, because people get trained before that and then they join the corporate industry, right? So that's the difference that we see from corporate to teaching.
So while teaching in the classrooms, you spoke about MTI. So while teaching in the classrooms, have you come across colloquialisms in English?
Yes, many. You have been teaching, Pratik. If you have any example.
It's good to share. This is an interaction. So I'm sure Jimpi might have come across something like this. I'm sure you, I guess, might have come across this. So sometimes the tenses, which is a reference of time, that's a big issue when it comes to using it.
Exactly.
So there are kids here who normally say that when they talk about a daily habitual action, we normally supposed to use the present tense there.
Right.
If I go for jogging in the morning daily, that becomes a habitual action.
Exactly.
So we say I go for jogging, and the verb is in the present tense. However, to convey the same sentence, sometimes kids use I will go for jogging, which actually doesn't mean the future tense, that they're going to go to the future, but they mean to say that they do it habitually.
Yes.
So it has the verb has to change. So instead of I will go, I think it will be I go.
Exactly. There are many.
So that's one thing. So what are the challenges, Jimpi, that you've come across in the classroom when it comes to teaching a foreign language like English to non-native users of the language?
Yeah, many challenges, because we have students from all over India, right? So some of them are from Andhra, some of them are from Tamil Nadu, from North. So as I said, MTI is one of the major challenges, and they have limited vocabulary. So they don't try to expand their vocabulary knowledge. And then when you are not good in vocabulary, when you have this MTI and you're not good in grammar, that's where your motivation is not there, and you're not confident to face the audience. When we ask them to come and do some kind of presentation, they're not confident to face the audience because they feel that people will be judgmental. So that's how it's important to create the group who is non-judgmental, who are supportive. So that's the effort that as a faculty we all try to make, so that people can improve, students can improve, come out of that comfort zone and speak more and more. Unless and until you speak this language, it's difficult to learn.
So Jimpi is essentially emphasizing on the spoken English part, more than studying grammar and picking concepts from a book kept in the library. I think it'll be easier if you have somebody to interact in English with.
Exactly.
Having said that, why do you feel that English has suddenly become a language of importance today?
Yeah, because wherever you go, this is a language of communication. You go, if you are working, if you are interacting with anyone, I think this has become a professional or official language, right? And knowing this language is important because you're dealing with client, you're dealing with customers, anyone. These days, every person speaks in English. So that's the mode of communication that we are using. And if you want your career, if you are working somewhere, if you want to grow in your life, this is a language you have to learn. So this is important to focus on English language.
And the channel Elevate English, which is again your own YouTube channel, this emphasizes exactly on the functional bits or the essential elements of the English language that will help you survive in a very competitive world today. So you better subscribe to this YouTube channel for your own sake, and we upload a lot of videos and shorts which will help you get a grab of this language better. The next question that I have for you is, what's your, and I must ask her this, what's your favorite topic in English that you have taught in the classroom?
Yeah, so one of the topic that I really like is cohesive devices, transition words or linkers. So the reason that I like it a lot because it helps you to convey your idea. The idea that you're expressing, it flows logically.
I remember the word however.
Yes.
But what is it used for? Like,
so,
if it is however, then where do we use however?
So see, when you are transiting, usually when I'm telling you about cohesive devices, when you transit from one idea to another idea, these are the cohesive devices which you use, because otherwise, the sentence looks very plain and there is no sense to it. So example which I can give you, I wanted to reach office early, however, my cab was late.
That's a big challenge. I mean, the traffic that we face in Bengaluru, I'm sure you'll agree, this is like a daily situation. But is, however, a more advanced version of the word but?
But.
If we were to take
It depends. So there is no hard and fast rule. This is the cohesive device. This is the transition word that you have to use. So if you're using but, then I have to use but. But according to the sentence, you find out which is the apt. If it flows, it gives the meaning, go ahead and use it.
So we're almost done with this talk show. But before I let Jimpi go, I just want to discuss a bit a very important topic that we stress a lot upon in the BPO and the call center, and that's called Indianism. Indianism is of course not wrong English, because we Indians use it in the prerogative that we understand. However, it becomes very difficult and ambiguous for people in the West to be able to comprehend what we mean to say.
Exactly.
So, have you ever had that experience because you teach in a classroom when kids have been annoying, and then what do you say? I mean, do you say, "Don't eat my head"? We are not cannibals here. We don't eat human heads. But then, I mean, is there a better word?
Yeah, you can say, don't irritate me. This is the better way of putting it. And instead of saying, don't eat my head. Because for Indians, it's common to use such kind of verbs or, such kind of phrases. But if you go and meet somebody globally, they'll not be able to interpret what exactly does it mean. Don't eat my head.
And it gives shivers down the spine just to understand that your head might be eaten.
Exactly.
Right? But then there's an idiom I'd just like to share with you. There's an idiom called "don't drive me against the wall." So the "drive me against the wall" is advanced English. It also means to make somebody angry. So you cannot actually, you cannot literally drive somebody against the wall because gravity will pull you down. But I think that's the beauty of idioms in English.
Exactly.
This is for the girls and all the ladies and women. It's a big milestone in the lives of women when they become mothers and all. So, but then do we say she's carrying or she's expecting? Is that the right thing to say?
Yeah, people use that. I mean, I don't know whether it's an Indian thing or Indianism, but people use that. She's expecting or she's carrying. But what I understand, it's good to be very vocal about it. Why to use it with carrying and use the word carrying or expecting? You can straight away say that she's pregnant or they are pregnant, as we say, right? So I think that's a better way of saying that.
So friends, it's important that you work on Indianisms if you have been using this.
Yes.
So we don't say she's carrying because there's a species of animals in Australia, kangaroos. They are the ones who carry their babies in the pouches, and it's very derogatory and condescending sometimes in the industry. If you actually go that and tell one of your female colleagues that, yeah, oh, are you carrying or are you expecting? Expecting again could be any good news.
Any
So
good
it's
news.
very vague in
Exactly,
a way. So we
exactly.
can rather say she is pregnant, or I congratulate you for this good news that you are pregnant. All the best.
Absolutely.
So with that, we come to the end of this talk show. I thank Jimpi immensely
Thank you,
for
Pratik.
having devoted a bit of time from her very busy schedule for this bit of talk show.
Thank
She's
you,
the
Pratik.
first guest on the show, and I hope with God's grace there'll be many more.
Absolutely, I'm sure you'll have many more.
Thank you
Thank
so
you,
much,
Pratik.
Jimpi.
Thank you for the opportunity. It was lovely.
God bless you.
Thank you.